All right. So it is Wednesday morning, might be your favorite morning for the show, because today you get to find out what games we've been playing over the last week. You might get to find out what we've been binging and if Dave binged something better than a bad romance novel. And let's find out how Dave does on his quizzes. All right, Dave.
Welcome to wrong dial. Welcome to Forget Being Cool,
also known as Forget What Dial You Play With,
for July 5th, 2017. It's your show for, listening to John and I and making yourself ever so slightly less cool minute by minute. I'm Dave Moore. Joining me is my main man, my man on the internet, Jonny _ Never been to a casino.
I have played slots before, though.
That counts, I think.
So I pulled into Osaka, or it was somewhere in Japan, some little island. Okinawa? No, I don't remember now. I should know this because there was a big war fought on this island. It's a Marine base there, and there's just a pier, and so the submarine pulled in there for I don't know. We need to do some work. So we're there for a couple of days, and at the end of the pier is a bar, and that is the farthest that most of us made it away from the boat, was this bar on the end of this rickety pier. And in there were arcade games, pool tables, and 10 slot machines. And so I paid for a drink, and I got a quarter back. All right. And
you said you were in Japan.
Yeah, but it was like
an American U.S. military base area?
Yeah. It's a military base, right?
Okay.
So I get a quarterback. I can now see why that might be confusing to have said it the way initially. Yeah. No, think of a submarine's pulling in. Normally, they're pulling into an American base. I've only pulled into a non-American base once, and that was in Australia. Whole different story for a whole different time.
I kind of want to hear that story at some point.
Well, that's where the nickname came from. That the same day we pulled in that base. But anyway, so I go down there. I get a quarterback. I put it in the slot machine. I pull the lever, and I win. And so I keep playing, and I keep playing, and I keep playing. And I walked away. I put in a quarter. I walked away with $50 worth of quarters in my pocket. I was drunk, drunk, running around with just giant pockets full of quarters and acting like stupid. I don't know. It was okay because I was with a bunch of people from the boat and whatever. But
I'm surprised I didn't make you a gambling person. Surprised you don't go to casinos.
I've done online gambling and stuff like that back when it used to be illegal in Texas.
Okay.
By the way, not legal in Texas. And I get impatient and I end up losing. I'll do fine if I'm kind of chilling out, but as soon as I start getting impatient, I lose it all and it becomes worthless. So whatever. So Dave, when we got on the call,
yep,
you asked if I was okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You seem worn down. You seem beaten and disheveled, John.
So in the middle of the night at some point, I wake up to this chirp, 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 real loud, real high pitch. What the hell? A little while later, chirp, chirp, chirp. What is going on? Well, it's our stupid smoke detectors, and there's two of them doing it. And I was like, okay, the battery needs to be changed. So I finally got up before my alarm went off. I go change the battery. Doesn't help any. So I pull my phone, I find the manual online, and it says it's in test mode. That's what, the indications it's giving me match the indication for it being in test mode. So every so often, it just chirps 3 times. And the light's red. And a couple of problems come with this is, one, I think maybe hitting the test button will fix the problem, but I also don't know if that's just going to set them off throughout the whole house while everyone's sleeping. So I'm not going to do that.
I hate these things.
Yeah. It disrupted my son's sleep. My dogs were going crazy way too early in the morning because it's super high pitch and it drives my dogs nuts. I let my dogs out in the morning and they usually come right back in to eat. Well, my bigger dog, who's laying down next to me now, didn't want to come back in because the thing had been chirping every half hour or less, throughout the night. So anyway, hopefully we don't hear that in here because one of them shortly or just barely outside this room, but it did not make for a pleasant night or a pleasant morning. So I got to wait till everyone wakes up and hit the buttons. I hope it fixes it. If not, I'm just taking a baseball bat to them all of them.
Well, I just took them out when I got here. I just got rid of every single one because they just kept going off. I just got rid of it. I just took them all down, let the batteries die out, and I just pitched them in the trash actually like a couple weeks ago.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the difference between mine and yours, right? Yeah. You live in an older house, so yours are all going to be like battery done, right?
Yeah, I think except the one that was up there was a wired one, which is
okay.
Weird.
All of these are wired in. And so like the fact that it has a battery is just in case you lose power and then your house catches on fire. Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, so like, that's one of the most annoying things when it beeps because the battery's low. But now it's beeping in test mode and is not consistent. So I don't know what's going on. I hate these things. I mean, I understand they serve a purpose or whatever, but
I get it. They're for safety. We'll all survive better if we, get woken up if the house is on fire. But whatever. It doesn't benefit me ever because my house is never on fire, and hopefully my house should never be on fire.
Damn you, house, for not catching fire.
Yeah, thanks for keeping me alive, house. Giving me somewhere to sleep, something to have a roof over your head. Even if there's a giant hole in the ceiling, it's still a place to sleep. John,
a partial roof over your head. So
you need partial roof. Have you ever lived in a cabin?
In what?
In a cabin? You ever camped in a cabin?
What the heck's a cabin?
It's like a cabin without walls.
Are you sure like cabin is the real word for this?
Yes,
or is this just some weird thing your parents
look it up? Look it up right now. Look it up right now. Exactly how it sounds.
How do you spell it?
C-A bent, B-E-N-T. Cabent.
Did you mean cabinet? What it says. A cabin is a unique camping fitch solution to address the maintenance problems associated with tent camping and the compromise that is cabin camping. The cabin is an 8-person sleeping quarter that began to phase out the surplus military tents in the 80s.
Yep, it's cabin.
I mean, why?
It's because it's like a cabin roof with a cement floor, but then there's no walls so that you can then pull them down the like tent flaps. This is the best way to camp because you're sleeping outside. It's pretty cool.
I mean, depending on the bug situation.
There's bugs in a tent. There's bugs in
the door shut.
Bugs in a cabin.
Not if you keep the door shut.
Yes, there still are.
You're ridiculous.
Bugs freak you out that much, Joe?
No. But one of the reasons I can't go camping very often is because I would prefer to go tent camping, right? And my wife's like, screw that. So she wants to go cabin camping, which is fine.
Guys, you have a compromise right here. It's
No. She wants the amenities, right? Not bugs. She wants the amenities. And plus, if you go camping in summer in Texas, it's like 1,000 degrees at nighttime.
That's not camping, John.
I'm not arguing against you on this one, right? I would be fine with a tent, but I can't get her to be okay with this. So we've never taken our kids camping. We actually got a tent. This is funny. We got a tent for like a wedding present or something. And I've been married to be 13 years in September. And we got a tent. We never pulled it out once. So about 4 months ago, we pulled it out for my daughter to put it up in the living room or in the game room. Her and friends were going to sleep in it. This thing for so long that the elastic strap inside the tent poles had like become frail and broke as soon as I tried to put the tent together. And without those elastic pieces inside, it doesn't hold the poles together. Therefore, the tent won't work. So 13 years, can't even use it.
Sorry, John.
Because we never did. I know. Not that it matters, because when was I going to have a chance to use it anyway? And I don't want to go just me and the kids. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but
I don't know. That seems kind of like it defeats the point of camping.
So why is Bobby in the chat apologizing for messaging you?
Because apparently, if we ran Nintendo's not up on dacespace, or it's not showing up on iTunes, which I'm looking at right now, which it's not, which is odd. Bobby Pauls, the Nintendo guru himself. We will discuss as soon as I'm done recording this show.
Okay, so Dave, I need some help with some stuff.
Okay, I'm ready to help. You need to talk me out of buying stuff because I have plenty of games to play, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, well, this is actually, it deals with buying stuff. So, okay, so I'm going out of town next month.
Somehow I knew that, John.
Yeah, so I'm going out of town next week on Monday. And we're going to be doing a lot of swimming. We're going to Jamaica. We're going to be at the beach and all that stuff.
God, I want to go
to Jamaica. I was like, man.
Can I just meet you in Jamaica?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the wife would be super happy if you.
I know. I might ruin your romantic getaway, but,
It's funny because this is like effectively our honeymoon because we never did one of those.
Wait, but you're taking the kids?
No.
Oh, you're not taking the kids?
Yes.
All right, so I won't meet you in Jamaica.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't meet us in Jamaica.
All right. It sounds fun, though. And we could still do the show for sure then, because we could record it at least.
That would be hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to Jamaica, and okay, Bobby, if you're still listening, I know this is completely off our thing. If you're still listening, your show doesn't have a title on it. Here's what I'm gonna do, Bobby. I'm going to try to, while recording this one, because I am that great of a thing. I am going to attempt to fix this for you.
Yes, Bobby. Here's a secret about how RSS feeds work. Hey guys, inside baseball podcasting, shows must have their titles on them. They must have all their metadata. Otherwise, iTunes doesn't recognize it as a show.
Man.
Yeah, Bobby. Jeez, Bobby, check your stuff.
Okay.
Looking
so I'm hitting save now, which in theory should update it.
Right, and then
minutes, and I might have saved the world.
Bobby, you know how joining the bowel movement and changes the world by giving us 5-star ratings on iTunes, guys? That's how you change the world as a listener. John here just changed the world by getting your podcast up. Anyway,
hopefully. Well, I mean, let's not toot my horn too hard.
No, I've actually done this exact same thing, so I'm almost 100% sure it's gonna fix it.
Oh, apparently Bobby's gonna meet us in Jamaica too, and he'll wear his banana hammock.
Bobby, you and I can share a cabent in Jamaica. Sounds good, right? No, actually, no. Well, I mean, it's for 8 people. It would be fine. Okay,
so the greatest thing, and I can never forget that this is being said, right? Because I know we're kind of going way off topic, and we're basically looking at our chat, and hey, Bobby is throwing this way off, but that's fine. It's our own show.
This is the Dacespace Studios show for everybody, and that includes apparently solving major network problems.
Yeah, so Bobby put in here, and I want everyone who knows Bobby Paul to remember this. He put in there, so iTunes is amazing. I'm an asshole, apparently, being him. Remember this moment.
Yeah. Remember this.
Because Bobby does not admit he's wrong all that often.
Right.
Even when it's about play action football, which is obviously better than the Tecmo Bowl. Okay.
Oh, man. No, iTunes sucks, Bobby. It's not your fault. Bob.
Okay.
Well,
let's get back to what
it is your fault, but iTunes is stupid. All right. Anyway,
let's get back to what I need to buy here.
Okay.
So I want to get an underwater camera. I want to be able to take pictures and video underwater of us swimming around.
John, I can't tell you not to do this because it's something I really want to do also.
Well, no, but here's the problem. I was going to get, initially my wife's like, well, why don't you look at a GoPro? And I was like, okay, I'll take a look at GoPros. There's 2 different types of GoPros you can get effectively. I mean, there's multiple generations, whatever. There's 2 basic ones. There's the Sessions, and then there's the Hero 5, right? And there's obviously the Hero 3 and Hero 4 if you can find them, but I don't think they sell them in stores because they're old previous models. Right. The Hero 5 has a screen that you can actually see, and I want to do this. I want to be able to see what I'm recording when I'm swimming around. Mm-hmm. The Sessions does not. There's no screen. You just attach it to you or hold it in your hand or whatever. You push start either on it or somewhere. I don't know. You hit start on something, right? But you don't know what you're videoing.
Yeah, which I don't like.
No, me either. But that one's $150, which is fine. I would be willing to do that. I would use it enough to make that worth it.
Yeah, GoPro Hero. It's impulse. It's impulse at that point, right?
I know it's quite impulse at 150. But yeah.
But for what it is, right? It's not Impulse is a rough thing because Impulse is like under $20, like for real. But the reality is for a camera like that to just say $150 easy, just like I'll use it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
The 5, which is the one with the screen on it, is $400.
Yeah. So here's what I would do. John, how badly do you want this?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because here's some other options.
Get a case for your iPhone.
Well, that's an well, and here's the issue with that, which is also something I'm actually looking at right here. This one here's got terrible reviews. Here's the issue with that is like I have no space on my phone. Like my phone is so.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. That's a really, really big problem.
Yeah. But there's also, so there's this one here. Let me look at this one here. So this is the #1 bestseller in mirrorless cameras, which is, I don't understand what a mirrorless camera is, but it's $45. It's got 4.5 stars from 33 reviews.
How do you make a camera without mirrors?
I don't know.
That's not
but
science.
it comes with an underwater case. It's got 4.5 stars. And it's only $45. And the reviews are all great.
Yeah, but the question is how is the quality of the stuff?
Is this a SRL? This cannot be an SRL film camera. No way.
I mean, I love shooting with film, but not.
Yeah, well, so do I. That's no, okay. But this is this other one I found says #1 in SRL film cameras, but you buy it with a memory card, so it's definitely not an SRL film camera.
No, it's.
But this one here is $60, and it's got the Wi-Fi and everything else, and it's got 4 stars from 336 reviews. But because I don't know who these people are or whatever, it worries me.
Yeah, we can't trust Amazon reviews anymore because we all know that companies pay people to write reviews for stuff.
Yeah, but once you get 300 and something, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, that is a lot. Geez, John. And here, let me tell you this. I have a camera. I have an underwater camera that I bought, like a small one that I bought to take pictures underwater. And it's a disposable run. Like it's literally just a disposable camera for taking pictures underwater. I never even took those to go get developed. No, I mean, that's probably because it wasn't digital. You have an iPhone, what, 6S?
Yeah, I have a 6. Yeah, the 6S, yeah.
6S, small one, like 16 gigs.
Yeah.
What's taking up all your space?
I mean, life. I mean, podcasts take up a lot. Like I might have to like delete my podcast app and then put it back on when I get back.
I mean, that's what you could do. But
I don't know how much space do I need?
You need like 8 gigs.
8 gigs?
No. Okay, so if you want to shoot a bunch of video, if you want to shoot a bunch of 4K video, sure, you need 8 gigs.
I'm not taking 4K video.
You just want to take some pictures, you want to take a little bit of video, you need like 3 gigs. Like realistically, like 3 gigs.
I don't think I have 3 gigs. I think I have like 500 megs.
Okay, well, start deleting podcasts, John.
No, I need to.
And set all your shows to only keep the latest episode downloaded.
I already have that, and I also delete a bunch of them. I've gotten so far behind that I'm deleting all the ones that are basically not like I say real people, but like people that like are not professionals.
Plug your phone in, sync all your photos that are currently on there to your computer.
All my photos automatically upload to my Microsoft Cloud thing.
Okay, so you're good on photos. You could delete.
Yeah, I can delete everything that's on there for that.
Right. So do that.
Okay, so here's I have 385 megs available.
That's I hate the 16 gig. I hate it.
Yeah, me too. Podcasts take up 1.4 gigs.
See, that's not enough to make it worth deleting.
And here's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe you can help me with this. Twitter is 508 gigs. Now, I think a lot of that is these messages. Or sorry, 508 megabytes.
Okay, I was like, no, that's not a lot. That's half a gig.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it's like these like message threads and the pictures that are in these message threads because it kind of saves them to the phone. Yeah, but I don't want to completely delete those.
Right, but you're not losing that much. What's taking up the most space in your general about?
1.4 gig in the podcast, and then the messages and Twitters are both 500.
It's not music.
Music and camera are about 400 a piece, which I can delete all that and put it back on later. Right. Facebook is 300, which I need to get rid of because I don't play it. Candy Crush, I can't get rid of Candy Crush. Instagram, I might get rid of Instagram. Netflix is taking up quite a bit. I can always take that off and put it back on.
Do you have things saved in storage in Netflix?
No.
See what is taking up all the space on that phone? Because
I don't know.
Take it to Apple.
Fidelity's taking up a bit. Spotify, Xbox, Starbucks, Chase.
John, I'm going to the Apple store
Kindle.
tomorrow. Why don't you just take it with you to Apple? I'm gonna go there tomorrow. You could go there tomorrow. Just tell them that you need more space.
I gotta work tomorrow night.
Okay, well.
No, what I need to do is buy a new phone that's bigger, but that's costs a lot more. By that point, I might as well just buy a GoPro.
I would just buy the I would just buy the $400 GoPro. Okay, so here's what it would be, John. It would be, do I have another purpose for this GoPro? Like, is this the one-time trip that I want to use this, or can I use this to film all the soccer games and whatever your kids do? I don't know what your kids do.
Well, but we have other nice cameras that we do that stuff with.
Have you looked into waterproof cases for your other cameras?
Yeah, not for a big SLR, man.
Yeah, well, I know it's hard to find.
Yeah, and I wouldn't take it anyway. I mean, that's ridiculous.
You can take a lot of pictures with even just 500 megabytes left.
Yeah, but I want some video of us just like swimming around.
John.
I know. I mean, but I don't think I'm ready to bite the bullet on $500. But like I said, I mean, this one here is $45, and it goes into 30 meters.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm not diving that far.
Okay, so here's what you could do, John. Right?
Yeah.
Buy the $40 one. You got to buy it now because you're leaving soon.
Yeah, I know. To be able to get it in
you got to buy it right now.
I need to buy it today.
Here's what you do. You buy that, you take it. If it works, it's got a bunch of good ratings. People think it works. If it works, yay, you're happy. You got what you want. If you didn't, I mean, you know, skin off your nose. You didn't get to take the water pictures. Like that's really what it is. If you can think of another reason to use the GoPro, if it's not just this trip to Jamaica, then the GoPro is totally worth it. It's a great camera.
But I don't think it's worth it for $400.
It's worth it for $400 if you planned on using it more. See, that's because like if I had a GoPro, if I had a GoPro, if I were to do a show called "If I Had a GoPro," right? And this is my new YouTube series. If I had a GoPro, I could take it skiing, right? I could take it on all my bike rides. I would start mounting it to my bike for the sake of it. Like I would just use it for general weird purpose because I just like doing things like that. But you're not really like a guy who would like upload weird footage to YouTube and stuff.
No, but see, I would consider it if I had the camera to do it. But the problem is like I could put it on my helmet and go riding my motorcycle, but I ride down straight highways in the middle of Houston that are just stupid. Like there's nothing good about the roads I ride my motorcycle on.
You think that, but I would be fascinated.
No. Okay, you know what? If I get one of these, I will do my ride to and from work, and I will upload it just for you.
All right, sounds good. I'll be the one person who watches it. I get to write the comment that says first.
Yes. I really do want this GoPro though. Here's the snorkel bundle. The snorkel bundle.
Dude, GoPros are cool, John. The only problem with spending $400 is that do you have another purpose for it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I would, but I mean, I don't know what kind of vacations we're going to be taking. I don't know. I'll talk to the wife. I got to make a decision today because otherwise I will not get it on time.
We got to get this in a couple hours. Like you got to make this.
It's Wednesday. I got till Saturday. Oh shit. Yeah. No, I do.
You got to make this decision today, like before like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like to be fair.
Yeah. Is 32 gigs big enough for like a HD card for that? Like a micro SD card?
Is it shooting 4K or just 1080?
It can shoot 4K, but I don't care to shoot 4K.
32 gigs is enough. You're get plenty out of that.
Okay.
Just don't shoot hours and hours of 4K.
Okay. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just bite the bullet on this. I'll talk to the wife. Okay, Dave.
I'm not good at not purchasing things, John.
We've rambled about me buying a camera for a while, which is really weird.
I got to go to the bank today. Speaking of wasting money. Anyway, John.
So before I get into the other fun thing we're gonna do before the music, we played ARMS this weekend.
Oh, I did want to talk about this.
We played. Well, hold on a second. We played ARMS yesterday, and here's my biggest complaint: is that we need more people. Bobby, if you're listening, Sean, when you listen, Adam, you hate ARMS. Not to brag. We need more people to get in the friend. Like I set up a friend room where anyone can join. And if friends of friends of friends can join, we need more people in these rooms. And then we need to get on like either Skype calls or whatever, right?
So super indie podcast group. If you're out there listening, we should get on that Facebook. Get on the super indie podcast group page, John. We'll pick a time.
I don't do Facebook.
I know, I hate Facebook too. That's why I don't do it. Guys, it's not that I don't love the super indie podcast group. It's that I really just don't like Facebook. But we should pick a time. We should pick a morning, and we should play in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when I like to play ARMS. It wakes me up. Anyway, can we talk about ARMS playing yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was playing out in the yard while my brother's friends were there, and they were starting to cook burgers and hot dogs and stuff for the 4th. Happy 4th, John. We didn't even talk about the 4th. And here's the thing, is because I wasn't talking to you while I was playing, like I was just giving it my all, and you sent me a message saying, "Are you playing with Jeff?"
Yeah, because you beat me twice.
I thought wait, Ryan, if you're listening, she shouldn't be, because the show's inappropriate and your father's on it. I thought I was beating your son, and I felt bad because
what it said. Okay, so first of all, it says my name, and the other person was Ben.
Well, that's the problem, is it says your name, but it doesn't necessarily say who's playing as who. Because I figured if there was 3 of you guys would have
say it should say my name under me, and it should say Rai when it's Ryan or someone else playing on his account.
I figured you'd have to pass the controller around with 3 people. That's what I figured.
No, it was just the 2 of us. It was just Ryan was off playing with his friends.
Oh, well, because I felt bad. I was like, I'm probably just whooping his 7-year-old son. That's how bad I thought you were, John.
No, first of all, you didn't whoop me. You beat me twice. And then after that, I was like, this is over. And I took you down. Rage quit on me.
I did not rage quit. Like 7 people showed up in the yard. I was like, all right, now I don't get to sit here and play ARMS. My kickstand broke.
What?
It's broke. It does not stay. It doesn't pop open anymore. It pops straight off.
Oh, I mean, is that really a big deal?
No, I've used it like twice, which is kind of depressing considering I probably only used it twice. But I just laid it. I usually just lay it on the table, like right in front of me, and then I put the Pro controller in my hands underneath the table. That's usually how I play. That's how I was playing yesterday. It's fine. But I was gonna set it up on the kickstand and let people play it, but that didn't work. So I just played it by myself in the corner.
Sorry to hear that.
I thought I was beating your son. Well, I'm glad that I called you a 7-year-old, John.
No, you beat me, and I was like, oh, I was mad. Like I was mad.
I wasn't even hard.
And then, whoa! Can someone cut that audio out, please?
It wasn't even hard.
No. You said I wasn't even hard. Okay, but here's what I want to tell you about before we,
Sean.
Like I said, we got a couple things we're into the music. So Ben played a little bit before we played with you, and he was on there playing against you, and then he and I played some more. And I got to where he would give me a pretty good fight, but I could always beat him, like just barely at least. And at the end of it, he's like, all right, I got to put this down. He's starting to get a little bit frustrated. He's like, now I have to go buy this game just so I can get good at it. So we'll just see. So Ben might be buying ARMS.
Well, that's good. I'd be happy to have somebody else have ARMS. I think ARMS is a really good rotation when we get Splatoon. Like we can play Mario Kart till we get bored. Throw a little bit of ARMS in, it'll be fun, it'll be a change of pace, and then we can play crap tons of Splatoon. It's gonna be great.
If we can set these up with enough time.
We have 3 perfect games on this console. People complaining that Switch isn't getting enough. There are 3 perfect multiplayer games. Maybe we're missing some big single player experiences, Megadads. Like maybe like we're missing a couple here. I'll give you that. But like the truth is my Switch gets enough out of it just because it's a thing we can pull out and play with friends every time. Yeah,
you got to pull it out and play with it with friends.
Yeah, it has to be hard to do that though.
All right. So Sean,
this went down a rail. Okay.
Sean has joined our chat and said he had a shitty night and he wants to be cheered up. So here's how we're going to cheer you up, Sean. We have a couple quizzes. So the first quiz
hold on. We got to play music, John.
No, quiz first, music second.
Okay, fine.
We're making an executive decision here.
You are not an executive.
We're all executives. Okay, so here's what I need from the chat. So one quiz I've already picked out, and there's 2 alternatives, and I want you guys to choose between these 2. One quiz for Dave is how dateable are you actually? The other quiz is take this 90s quiz and the Boys to Men will tell you your biggest pet peeve. So between the 90s quiz and how dateable are you, I need y'all to tell me what the second quiz should be. So while y'all are thinking about that, I'm going to get started with this first quiz. Here is your first quiz, Dave. And this is insanely important. I'm going to open this wide so I can actually see the whole screen. Okay. Let me make sure I can minimize this again. Okay. Well, no, I want to be able to see a few things. And so far I keep screwing it up. Okay. So this is, can you beat Tom Holland at Marvel Trivia?
No, absolutely. Well, maybe. No.
Can you?
Tom Holland loves Marvel.
Okay, and they all have multiple choice. So if I need to give you multiple choice, I can. Here's the first one. Can you name all 6 Avengers?
All 6 Avengers?
Yeah.
Hulk, Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America.
Okay.
I'm forgetting who I've said already.
Okay, so here's your options.
Okay. Oh, these are multiple choice.
Yeah, but I was going to let you try because this one's kind of a big one. But Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Loki, Black Widow, Iron Man.
No.
Option 2, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Nick Fury. Okay. Number 3, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct.
Nick Fury was a debatable one.
Okay.
I'd argue.
What is Bucky Barnes' real first name? James, Steve, or Buchanan?
James. No. Yeah, James. James Buchanan Barnes.
Okay, good. How many Avengers don't have powers? 2, 3, or 4? Dead air is not good radio.
4.
4. Let's see.
That's
wrong.
That's definitely wrong. It's
3 of them don't have powers.
It's 3. It's Black Widow,
Hawkeye,
Arrow
and Iron Man.
Iron Man. See, Iron Man's the one that I was like,
yeah, he doesn't have powers.
He is a suit.
What does SHIELD stand for?
Strategical Homeland something.
Intervention, Enforcement,
Logistics Division. Yeah.
Okay, this
is multiple choice, so I would have probably got it.
Yeah, it's multiple choice. And that's the only one that started the way you said it. So you're correct.
Yeah.
Who is Tony Stark's father?
Howard Stark.
I actually got to type this one in. Howard Stark. Correct.
You did type it in. What kind of quiz is this?
I don't know, but I accepted the fact when I was typing, so it was funny. What is Hawkeye's real name? Clyde Barton, Clint Burton, or Clint Barton?
Clint Barton? The last
Clint
one?
Barton?
The last one.
Correct. Man, you're good. What is the name of Thor's hammer?
Mjolnir.
How do you spell that?
No idea.
Mjolnir? Like M-I-L?
Mjolnir.
How do you spell that?
I have no idea. You can type it in.
I'm typing it like that, and we'll see. It did not accept it the way I spelled. Okay, I'm just hitting I give up. We'll see if. Okay, it's Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would have. It's funny watching him try to give these answers and these gifts. What is Tony Stark's computer system called?
Jarvis. Wait. Hold on. When?
No, you're right. You're right. What does it stand for?
Oh, I have no idea.
Here's your options. Okay. Just another rather very intelligent system. Just a really very important system. Jarvis's artificial recognizable voice information system.
The last one.
That would be hilarious. Wrong. It's just another rather very intelligent system. What material is Captain America's suit? Or what material is Captain America's shield?
Vibranium.
Vibranium?
Technically, it depends on what we're talking about. Which.
Let's see. I'm hitting I give up. Yep, I just couldn't spell it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Who is Tony Stark's head of security?
Happy. Don't ask me his last name.
Gilmore?
No.
Happy Hogan.
Yeah.
You get half point there. How many years was Steve? This is a long quiz. How many years of service? For how many years was Steve Rogers frozen? 50, 60, or 70?
70.
70. Correct. What material is Iron Man's suit? Okay, you know what? Okay, there's only 2 more questions. We can continue. Man, this one's way longer than I expected. I apologize.
Iron Man's suit's made out of iron? No, I'm just kidding.
Iron.
I'm actually not sure what.
You're not sure what? It is made of titanium alloy. Definitely not iron.
Well, it was a joke, John. Calm down.
I know. No, it literally says definitely not iron. So I don't know if I had not written iron, if it would have still said that. What name appears on Thor's fake ID? Donald Blake, Steve Rogers, or Britney Spears?
Donald Blake.
Those 3 options.
Dr. Donald Blake.
Okay. Now, let me go to chat, see if I have anyone responses here.
So
Jesus.
I'm sure that Tom Holland's score is higher.
Yeah, but it didn't matter.
But it's his job, to be fair. He is Spider-Man.
Holy Jesus.
What, John?
Conversation going on in the chat right now.
I know. I'm just trying to ignore it. I love that he tried to spell Mjolnir.
Say Mjolnir more. Say Reese's.
Don't be a racist.
Okay, so no one actually told me which one to do next. So we're gonna do how dateable is Dave.
Thanks, guys.
So on average, how many dates? Hey, I need full honesty here, Dave.
All right, I promise honesty. All right.
On average, how many dates a month do you go on? 0, 1 to 2, 3 to 5, more than 6?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. What a player.
Currently.
Your typical Friday night looks like pizza, Netflix, the club. I don't know what that is. Drinks with friends. I'm not being racist. I'm reading what it says. A quiet dinner, on the prowl, sleep, dancing, hanging with my SO, or none of these. Oh, SO would be significant other, I guess.
None of these. These are podcasts.
What is your weakness? Perpetually late. Too confrontational, too detail-oriented. My expectations are usually too high. I'm impatient. It's my way or the highway. I'm a perfectionist. I'm too shy. I don't have any weaknesses.
I'm too shy.
You're too shy. Okay. When asked to cook, what do you do? LOL, cooking, what's that? I'll order in. Roll up my sleeves and get cooking. Cooking is my passion. Politely suggest that they cook. Call my mom and get her best recipe.
LOL, what's cooking?
Okay. What's your thoughts on marriage? I want to get married ASAP. Marriage is in the cards for me, but not right now. Haha, no. Can I find a date first? Jeez. If it happens, it happens. The title of marriage isn't important, but to me, but a commitment is.
Oh, God, see, I want to pick the funny one.
Which one? The haha no, or can I find a date first?
No, can I find a date? Jeez.
You want that one?
No, pick the second one because it's the most.
Marriage is in the cards, but not right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Your ex hits you up after you change your Facebook status to in a relationship. What do? They were the love of your life, so I'd go back. Haha, no. Tell them to never contact you again. I wouldn't respond at all. I talk to them, but have no intention of getting back. I'd alert my current partner to the fuckery and get their advice.
Because it had vowels on the end, that makes saying that word okay.
I'm just reading what it says on the site, man.
I wouldn't respond.
Would not respond at all. Good call, by the way, on that one.
Yeah, well, you know.
Pick a celeb to marry. Okay, you have 4 choices. Here's the problem. Will you know who any of these people are?
Is Julia Roberts on the list?
No, but if she was. There's some good choices, except for one of them was a really bad picture. So you got Rihanna.
No, that might be
Rihanna.
Rihanna's pretty like a solid choice. I feel like in most situations,
Yeah, and her picture looks really good in this thing we have right here. Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Her picture looks terrible. She's going for like the Shanae or the buzzed head thing. It's bad.
Yeah, no, that worries me.
J-Lo. It is not a good picture of J-Lo, by the way. Chris Pratt.
No.
Mahershala Ali, who I would never know him by his name, but I can picture him. I know who he is after seeing his picture.
Okay.
Or The Rock.
It's easy. It's Rihanna.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
If you had to pick one of the males in this
it's Chris Pratt.
It's Chris Pratt.
If I have to pick a dude, it's Chris Pratt.
Well, that's almost the answer. Like, if not giving options, but had to pick a dude, it would have to be Chris Pratt. Oh man.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah. But although Chris Pratt's wife, I mean, he's a lucky man.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I can't remember what her name is now. I just lost her name. Like,
but come on, he's also a pretty good-looking dude. Like, we can just say that. But we're talking about Chris Pratt here, John. Like,
so it turns out you are 65% dateable. You've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But guess what? You're still a catch. If dating is something you want, just do it.
65 seems like a D. That doesn't seem very good.
According to Sean, Dave, your Friday night is talking to your man on the internet.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's why I picked other.
Oh, and according to Sean, also, The Rock was the correct answer, even if you didn't have to pick a dude.
No. Hold on. Let's go back here a minute.
Here's the problem is Sean Capri just wants someone to give him the people's elbow in bed.
The problem is those giant muscles, man. That's freaked me out. He's too big. He's too big of a dude. Rock is too big.
And D's get degrees.
Sean.
Okay. We are 42 minutes in. We got to play some music.
Yeah, because we still got a whole mess of show to go.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so the song this week, excuse me, the song this week is it's from Chris Baines' music. There's a link if you go to forgetbeingcool.com. This is episode 14. You can find the link to his website. A lot of his stuff you have to like go to YouTube to play. He's got some albums waiting to come out, but they're not actually released, I don't believe. But he's also the one from Explosion Sound. He's from a number of other music I play, and the video is really cool for this one because it shows gameplay from Castlevania, Array of Sorrows. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Aria. I don't know all the titles for the Castlevania stuff. I'm sorry. But in the corner, it shows him playing guitar. And as he's playing the different parts, because he plays his whole thing, it has him flashing back and forth between the different instruments that he's playing. So it's really cool to watch. Really interesting guy, Chris Baines. I need to message him again. But
for those people who are in the live chat, Bobby, please never refer to it as that. That's just a weird way of saying it. No, God. Oh, okay, then moving on.
Okay, so here is
Follow the Megadads and say things the way they do. Never call it that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right.
This is Chris Baines playing Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, the Clocktower song, his cover of it. All right.
John, are you teasing us with chiptune? Is that what I just heard?
No, I mean I think he was playing it over the other music, like over the music and him playing guitar. But it's funny because like I said, he's in the corner, he's playing this guitar. And at the end of it, I'm like watching the video, right? At the very end of it, it just switches to him with his guitar around his neck holding up his cat. And I don't know why, but it made me laugh pretty good. Made me chuckle. All right, Dave.
Did it get you giggling, John?
It got me giggling. All right, Dave. Let's go to why people decide to listen to the show sometimes.
All right, we could do that. Except I get the whole song to prepare this, and somehow I still need to stall.
You're terrible.
Not that one.
Shelves are full, and what's on them often forgotten. Sad games and some other media silently cry out to be played again, and given the attention that they deserve. This is why John and Dave get together each week. They force each other to take one of these sad games off the shelf, dust it off, and give it some love. Their discussions of games and other game-related topics will surely go off the deep end, but they always pay homage to those that are shelved and forgotten.
This is Shelved and Forgotten, episode 30-something. Just kidding. Everybody calm down. It used to be a show. Now it's a segment. John and I talk about old video games when we play them. That is, of course. John, I guess.
So, Dave, I got a question.
I've got a big thing to talk about here.
But I have a question first.
Yeah,
Does the joke get funnier every time in your mind?
And just to me, it's just funny to me. I'm aware. I'm aware. It's the same way that like saying things like husky are okay in live chat. Like it's not funny, but it's funny to me.
I just had to give you shit. Because if we were too nice to each other on the show, it wouldn't be the show.
No,
you get something big to talk about, huh?
Yeah. So everybody knows this. Who's listened to the show this week, right? Everybody who's listened to Monday's show. We got a game. It's called Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and of course, that is occupying a large majority of my time. But you've heard my complaints. You've heard my rants. You've heard my things, and what I've come to the conclusion is, I couldn't decide whether it was just different or bad, right? But the weird thing about it is that I seem to be the only one in the minority of people who are complaining that it's bad, right? Like most people are pretty content with the game, but I feel like the precision and the level of what I was able to do in the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy, right? The original Naughty Dog developed Crash Bandicoot games. What I can do in those is not close to what I can do in these. Now, thank you to Sean Capri for sending me an article yesterday about it, right? Right before that, I decided to boot up the original trilogy and give it a shot as well. John.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, okay? And this is why I feel weird and different about it. In a modern gaming engine, like we're going to get developers talking here. We're going to get all developer-y. Like we know stuff about making games. And I studied 3D modeling for about a semester in college, and God knows I know nothing about it. But so the hitboxes, right, John, the parts where you can land, the spaces in which you can land on the platforms, because it's a platformer. The new trilogy, John, uses rounded edges, right? Makes it look cleaner, smoother, makes it look more modern, right? But the secret is because the edges are rounded and not square, when you hit things, you can tend to slip off the edges a little bit. So if you are on the borderline and the edge of a platform in the new game, you are not perfectly on it. You will fall and slide down. So the level of precision there is a little bit different. The old game, John, and this is my opinion, and I know that you have no nostalgia for it in any way, shape, or form. If I were to tell you that for Sheldon Forgotten, you should play the original Crash Bandicoot games, play the old ones.
Now, what if I told you that yesterday I played a portion of the original Crash Bandicoot?
I would be really, really, really excited, except that you played the original Crash Bandicoot, not Crash Bandicoot 2.
Yeah. And I'll have to let you guess where I played that at.
Ben's house?
No, why would Ben have that?
I don't know. Ben likes good games, unlike you.
No, Ben has probably never played Crash Bandicoot. I'm going to take a wild guess here that he has not played Crash Bandicoot. He wasn't a PlayStation guy.
No, I know he wasn't.
But I played it in the first couple hours, or whatever it is in the game of Uncharted 4. You sit down and you play Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
Until you die your 3 lives and then it's over. And I was fine. At that point, I'm like, I don't need this. It's effectively, in my mind, Crash Bandicoot, especially the beginning of the first one, is like if you were playing Sonic, but Sonic was trying to run at your face.
That is not the first level. People who say that's the first level are lying to you.
I don't know. Look. I can only go off what I've seen, and that's my reality. And my reality is the one that matters.
That's like the 6th level in the game.
Well, they shouldn't have started Nathan Drake so far in the game. That's why he lost, and therefore had to do the dishes.
Well, no, John, you caused Nathan Drake to have to do the dishes because you couldn't do the only level in the Insane trilogy that I did in one life with a perfect, like just
it's
straight
Sonic
up
running at you.
No, it's cool, John.
Mm-mm.
Boulder levels are awesome, and then you get to later levels and you get to ride away like from giant polar bears that are chasing you while you're riding a little polar bear. It's awesome. John,
sure, Dave.
John, play Crash.
No, I mean one day maybe. If I come visit you, I'll play the trilogy or something. I don't know.
Don't play the Insane trilogy. Play the old one. But
this is really funny because a week ago you would have been saying you have to pre-order this, pre-order it now.
Yeah, so here's the consensus and my turnaround, John, if you will. I am accepting the changes slowly within the new version. I think it's okay. I will personally hold the original trilogy closer to my heart for the rest of my life. Right.
Okay.
Like that is me. That is a personal choice. Anybody who thinks these are better is lying to themselves. Right. But these are solid games. But I think they play better in the old style. And if you are a person who can get past old graphics and old PlayStation 1 era and non-analog controls, don't play this with analog controls. Anybody who's doing that's a crazy person, guys. If you can get past all those old quirks of games, like if you guys can play PS1 games, you can play the original Tomb Raider, and you guys can play, Army Men.
The original Tomb Raider is impossible to play now, dude.
I'm just saying.
So bad to play now.
You can play the original Spyro the Dragon games. If you can play those kinds of games, N64 games, if N64 games don't bother you, like you'll be fine with the original Crash games. Play those. They're perfect. The second one is the second Crash Bandicoot 2 is a perfect game on every level. I give it 100%. I give it a 10 out of 10 on IGN.
You give it a 10 out of 10 on IGN?
Yeah. It's a flawless game.
Oh my god.
So I'm still playing. I'm still playing it. I'm enjoying it, but it's the original trilogy holds up better for me. And that's weird, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it by any stretch. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad that it's selling out in Australia, like absurdly. People can't get copies of it. Man, this thing is going to blow up, and we're going to get a new game, and that's exciting. And I will.
Is it?
And that will be a big deal for me. Although I really just hope they remake Crash Team Racing, and we can just play that online, because that would be better.
I'm just having to give you a blank look because I don't even know what to say in this conversation.
Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer other than Mario Kart, by far.
Ooh, I didn't know if you were going to add in that last part of that sentence and just make the whole internet erupt.
Mario Kart 8 is almost a perfect game, except that I'm bored of it now, and I shouldn't have bought it for the Switch. I should have just kept playing it. I should have just kept playing it on the Wii U. We should have just kept.
No.
Yeah.
No, we just need to play more online. We haven't played much online in a while.
No, you're right. We haven't played it enough. That's why it bothers me, because we haven't played it enough.
Yeah, no, I put like 45 hours in that game or something like that already.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Because we play a lot at home. Like Ryan and Amy and I will play together.
Yeah, but if we get Crash Bandicoot, if we get Crash Team Racing CTR for PS4 with online play, that might be my car racer choice.
Ooh, I just realized I have a random update I forgot to tell you about.
Oh, okay, good.
So
that's it. That's my whole rant. The platforms are curved and they shouldn't be curved. They should be flat like the other ones. That's why. It feels different. It's not bad. It's just different and it bothers me. But that's personal choice. Okay, John.
So this is kind of off topic before I tell you the game I played, but
John, nothing on this show is on topic. There is no topic.
Okay, you remember the controller I showed you on Monday? That the NES 30 Pro controller or whatever from 8BitO? So when Ben came over, we decided we're going to play 3-player arms. So Ryan, Ben, and I were all going to play. Now, I did not want to play with motion controls. I have enough Joy-Con to, but I don't want to play with motion controls. So I gave Ben the Pro controller. Ryan was playing with the Joy-Cons on the grip, and I was like, well, you know what? Let's get out this controller and try it out. Worked flawlessly with arms. I didn't feel a lag. I was able to fight just fine. Everything. The buttons are in a good spot for doing it. It was great. I'm so glad I have that controller now. Anyone who's looking for another controller and is waiting for it to be able to play like the 8-bit games, or when next year when this online service comes with some free games or whatever, perfect thing for it. Perfect controller for it. I love it. It's awesome. Anyway, so I played a game that I believe is last gen. It's actually DLC to be specific. So I played the Last of Us standalone DLC, The Left Behind. Now, I know, Dave, you have an issue with The Last of Us because the clickers freak you out and make your heart beat irregularly.
I could finish.
You don't like duck and cover, blah blah blah.
No. I like duck and cover. Blah. I just don't want all duck and cover in my life. And what context? That out of context makes no sense. I should finish it. I just worry that I will have a heart attack, and being alone and having a heart attack because I played The Last of Us seems like a really, really sad way to die.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. But, I mean, not if you're like 95, but
right. Well, yeah. If I was in like my late 60s, I don't know why that would be okay. It'd be slightly more okay, but I'm like 25. Like I shouldn't die of a heart attack, but I feel
alone.
Alone, but I feel like I could.
But you're only 65% dateable, so
yeah, so it'll be fine.
So you're destined for that anyway. So to play the DLC. Now here's the thing: for those who haven't played the original game, I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically you go through the game, and then something happens at the end, and then there's a gap, and it shows it shows later, right? So this game takes place in 2 timelines. It takes place in that timeline of that gap, like what happens directly after the bad stuff happens towards the end of The Last of Us, right? And then it happens, and then it shows Dave's face is frozen in a really weird pose. Oh, he's back.
Okay.
So then it shows what led up to before the game starts, and it shows these 2 different stories, and like you're doing a lot of running. Like when you're before, you don't really have guns. Like you're Ellie and this other girl, and you're not really shooting or anything like that. You're just kind of like basically making your way through the story, and you get to find out how, because the whole thing is Ellie has been bitten, but she doesn't change, right? But it kind of shows what led up to her getting bitten, who she was ahead of time, stuff like that. And it's kind of just a good story, whatever. But then on the other hand, it shows what happens from this moment of something bad happening to where she has to go off on her own to get supplies. And so it's kind of short story. It's only like a 2 or 3 hour game, right? But for $4, it was more than worth it. And when you're her as when you're her later on, you get to do all the bow and arrow stuff and the shooting and the whatever. And I had a blast. It's fun. It's basically just more of the same game. I don't know. I guess not a whole lot to say. I did play with headphones in because I'm playing on my PS4, so I had my headphones plugged into the controller. Played the whole thing with headphones, which makes it a whole different thing with the clickers and everything like that.
Glad you enjoyed this, John. It freaks me out.
The only thing I didn't like. Okay, well, two things. One, I started playing on normal. I'm like, I'm going to play this on normal. Well, that was a mistake. I had to click it down to easy because I could not. There's this room with all these guys in it, and I couldn't find the exit. First of all, like I just couldn't figure out where it was. And eventually, when I kicked down to easy, I was able to figure out how to sneak around and find this exit. But my only other issue is when it shows the beforehand. It shows how she got bitten, and she's with another person who's also bitten, but it doesn't show how she goes from being bitten with this other person to being part of this like rogue group who's trying to, I don't know, take down the government, whatever it is the Fireflies are actually trying to do, right? But it doesn't
backstory, blah blah blah, backstory.
Yeah, but it still leaves a gap that like of a portion of the story that's untold. Right. And I didn't like that. Like it kind of liked it made sense why they ended it where they ended it, but they didn't.
Well, do you like how the original game kind of like you get the opening, you get the idea of like the outbreak, and then we skip ahead a bunch and like the Fireflies like got organized and all that. Like, does that bother you? Like, I like it because I like to be just thrown into the universe, right? This is the same reason that like Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be like the best movie ever because there's no like, I don't need to see Uncle Ben die. I don't need to watch Batman's parents die. Like, I get it. Just throw me in, and I'll pick up. Like those are the best kinds of movies.
No, that's fine. Like I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that jump and whatever.
That does not bother me.
No, that doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothered me about what I was kind of talking about there is like where she ends up. It's now telling the story of how she ends up there. But it ends it at a point that still leaves a gap that you're not sure how she got from this one little point to
Last of Us 2, John.
No, but that's going to be after the game. Like this is still the prequel part of the.
I didn't play the DLC.
DLC. So, but it like it's almost leading up to where the game starts off, but it still leaves a little bit of a gap that I wish I'd kind of known. Like they could have added 5 more minutes of cinematics, and it would have cured all that.
Well, right? that could be your opening to The Last of Us 2. They could give you that in the recap, right, to get you caught up.
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't want it there.
I'm just throwing it out there. No, I get it. I like gaps. I like gaps. I like to fill in the story a little bit. I like gaps. God dang it. This is the worst show ever.
So, the last part of today's show.
Dude, there's been 2 planes and a train that have gone by.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
Planes, train. No, the automobiles aren't as loud. We're in 2017. Most of them are like hybrids that don't even make sound when you start them.
Yeah, I wish that was the case by my house.
Yeah, you've got a motorcycle that you rev up at like really late at night and super early in the morning. You go, I already know. So you have no room
to complain. Can you make that sound again?
No, I can't.
I really want to hear that sound again.
Pull it out.
So according to Sean, and I granted this has got to be a typo, but he said you got 5% more eatable.
It's dateable, John. Oh, Jesus.
That's not what he wrote.
I got 5% more eatable.
All right.
I'm not really sure why, even. All
right. So what'd you binge, man? You've been binging something.
So I finished BoJack again, which I don't know. I'm at a point. I'm a point in my life, John, where guys get ready. I'm at a point. I don't know why I'm saying get ready. It's the thing I do. Where comfort food is what I enjoy. I'm also listening to a new podcast, John, so we could talk about that. Speaking of Dateable, you want to talk about that?
I mean, we can. I don't know where you're going.
So you listen to Jordan Jesse Go this week?
Yeah, I've been listening to Jordan Jesse Go for about a year or so now.
They had what's her name on, whose name I can't remember, right?
Nope, not important.
No, not important, except that this is her show. Okay, so
yeah. Oh, you started listening to her show?
Yeah, I started listening to her show because. So get ready, guys. I'm this is not something I've told on the air, but I am recently dating. Okay, woo, exciting. Which is funny that
but only 65%.
I'm only 65% dateable. Hi to the one person who knows this show exists. Anyway, here's the thing, John. Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten on Tinder. You know about Tinder? You're like in your mid-30s.
I know what it is.
Do you know anything about this? So anyway,
you swipe left, I think.
You swipe left to say no, you swipe right to say yes. Okay. Tinder is very, very weird. It's a super yes.
How you doing on Grindr these days?
I'm not on Grindr. I am on other things other than Tinder, but not Grindr.
How many fish are there in your ocean?
Too many. No. Wait, what?
It's a dating site called
Too Many Fish in Your Ocean? That's a dating site.
Called like something fish, something, I don't know.
Okay, the point is all these dating sites are garbage. But like, let's just be honest. Like some of them, Tinder is okay. All right, let's.
Okay, so where are you going with this?
I don't know, John. You put me on a weird thing about fish. Dacespace Podcast Network. Dace, the fish. Dace are a type of fish. Anyway, John. So she has a show that's all about this online dating thing, right? This weird, like it's
the YOY, right?
Yeah,
it's her show.
Yeah, it's called YOY. Okay. This show, if you were not listening to this podcast, right now, you could be a married man, you could be a single man, you could be a single lady. I think it's probably more targeted towards single ladies. I'm going to be completely honest about this.
And that's why
I'm listening to it, John. That's exactly why I'm listening to it. No, but there's this. It's a fascinating show. Talking about like the science of saying this is what people search for online. Like they bring people in who like do research on like dating, like metadata, and like saying like this is what people say. This is what makes men more interested in women. This is what shows that women are more interested in men on dates. Like this show is fascinating, and I was just gonna flip over there and like listen to this just out of curiosity because I'm using these apps and I just kind of wanted to know like what this is. And somehow I ended up going down her list and listening to like 5 of these episodes just while I'm cleaning up the house and stuff. This show is fascinating. Why? If you were
but okay. So hold on a second. Okay. Hold on a second.
All right, John.
So it's all about the information about how to like online date, right?
So
so how is this at all okay? Are all for like, oh, you could listen if you're a married man. No, this is not for you.
No. It's the information and the stuff they're putting out there is actually interesting. I would say that you probably should be a single person listening to this show. I would say that, but you would get something out of it. Like they had a scientist kind of guy who analyzes like porn data, okay? And like what this means for like the overall, like this is how society is reacting to the world like right now. Like based on search, like it's fascinating. You should listen to this. Just give it a listen and tell me what you think. I'll send you that. I'll send you that episode particularly. But
tell me which one it is. I'll download it.
Yeah. It's not about that, but it is her adventure to create like a perfect dating profile, traveling the world, and then getting on Tinder and looking at who's nearby. Like it is really, really, really interesting. She interviewed a girl who had been alone for a very long time and talked to her and then like got the story of how she found like the perfect boyfriend. Like it's really, really neat. And I didn't think much of it going in, John. I thought this would be some weird, like, I mean, sure, coming from Jordan Jesse Go, she's obviously qualified to do a podcast, but this is one of those things where like this is actually a really interesting show just about society and culture and where we are, and saying like, how weird would it be in 2017 to just like walk up to somebody and like try to introduce yourself that way? Like it is not the world we live in right now, and it's strange and odd. Like I can't even picture that world. Like if you get on here, John, right? And the interests that you find out that I have in common with pretty much everybody, right, is Harry Potter, right? That's stupid. But if I were to just like walk up to some random girl at a bar and be like, hey, you like Harry Potter? Like that would be super awkward.
I would. No. This is what we need to do.
All right, John.
If I buy a GoPro.
You'll mail it to me.
No. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be walking up behind you. You are going to walk up to random women at a bar. And I'm going to be the idiot behind you just with the biggest grin on his face. Like within, like when the girl turns around to look at you over her shoulder, she's going to see my smiling face.
Hi.
And you're just going to look at her and go, do you like Harry Potter? And just catch her reaction.
I'm telling you, John, it's weird. It's really weird. It's a really weird space we're in. I think as a person who's just interested in how people interact in this day of age, like John, you and I are two guys who met mutually through another person who did a podcast, and you and I have become pretty close friends, right? That is not something that would exist, right? That's not something that would exist even 5 years ago.
No, it would have. One of the two would have ended up in jail afterwards.
I grew up learning that you don't talk to strangers on the internet. Like that is,
yeah, and that's still what
you don't go meet people. You don't go meet people you meet online. Like that is a thing that I learned, right? But we are in a whole different age. John, you talking about coming in here to see me? I don't care. Come on, I went to New York to see Sean and Bobby. Like that is something that never would have happened.
Can you show me where on the teddy bear
that Bobby touched me?
That Bobby touched you.
I didn't let Bobby touch me.
Okay. But he wanted to so bad.
But no, like the thing is like we went out there and did that, and that is not something. This is why this is fascinating, and it's not just about dating. It's more about society and culture and where we stand, and it is her adventure to find a perfect boyfriend using these apps. But it's also this story of how culture has changed drastically over time, and I think it's a fascinating show. You should be listening to YOY.
Hold on.
But I have never touched a boy, and I want to so bad.
Okay.
God damn it. Out of context, everybody.
Oh yeah.
And with a word missing.
Everybody. So, okay. That was the weirdest bingeable I think that could ever be. It's almost. You know what? I want your bingeable to be one week.
What?
Binge dating. I want you to binge date.
You want me to go on as many dates as I can? That's harder than it sounds, John.
Yeah, I know. But if you do it right, you can binge and purge. Just saying.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Okay. Anything else to say about YOY? Which is weird because I think we've only said the name of the show once, and it's what you were binging.
YOY.
Yeah, so YOY is a show. We found out from Jordan Jesse Go. If you need a comedy podcast in your life, Jordan Jesse Go is one of the longest running podcasts ever.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. It cracked me up. So if you're on the fence about listening to this show, listen to the latest episode of Jordan Jesse Go from Monday morning, right? Listen to that show and tell me you're not fascinated to hear this woman's opinion on stuff, because
just how great Jordan Jesse Go is.
They are hilarious. Jordan Morris, okay. Boy detective.
Yeah, so Jordan Morris is actually a writer on At Midnight. He's a stand-up comedian, and Jesse Thorne is an NPR host.
Yep.
So, all right, I binge something different. I binge something more like what I normally binge.
I know, because you always assume that it has to be TV shows. I like to read books and watch all sorts of stuff. Listen to podcasts, John. This is my life. Okay.
Yeah, but I binge a lot of shows when I'm bored. Like when I'm at work, I always have a show playing of some sort. So my last time I worked, 12-hour shift, not much going on. And I'm looking through Netflix, and Glow, the TV show Glow, is on there. Now, I had actually heard about the show
on Jordan Jesse Go
a couple months ago, because one of the actresses from Jordan Jesse was on Jordan Jesse Go, funny enough, right? So I knew it was coming, and I knew it was supposed to be kind of funny. And that's all I knew. Now, I used to watch Glow as a kid. Now, Glow, for those of you who don't know what Glow is the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It was a all-female wrestling show back in the day, back in the 80s. And when I was young, I would watch this show. And it was similar to what WWF was, except for slightly more absurd. The characters were amazing. I mean, there was Mount Fiji was this very large Asian woman. There was the secretary, who was this nerdy girl. There was like 3 different girls that were something the farmer's daughter, and they were like the good looking, farm girl look. There was I don't remember now. Like, there's documentaries out there that I need to go back and watch, because I want to be reminded who these actual characters were. So the TV show is about how the show got started, from basically the initial auditions, from these women having no idea what they were going into, right? Until they aired the first show. And I don't know if this is any somewhat accurate. It doesn't matter, right? But I was doing this. Sean, Mark Maron is in this, right? I'll get to his thing in a second. But I went into this going, okay, I'm going to have the nostalgia from watching Glow as a kid. There's going to be good looking women, right? Or whatever. It's going to be a good time. What I didn't take into consideration is how good the show was going to be. Right.
I'm reading the live chat. Sorry.
Yeah. So Mark Maron is in it. He's the producer or whatever no, he's not the producer. He's the director, right? And he's a character who has like directed these just bizarre horror, whatever things. Alison Brie, who is from Community, is in this, and she also is one of the voices on BoJack Horseman. She's kind of the main character, and then there's these other women. They're all. One is actually a female wrestler, but I don't remember which one it is. And they actually do these real wrestling moves. It made me really want to watch wrestling. So it's 10 half-hour episodes. Alison Brie, who's normally very pretty, is just kind of weird looking. Like, not bad weird looking, but Mark Maron, in the very first episode, makes a comment about how she looks, and just it nails it so perfectly. And it kind of sets a tone for just how good the show's going to be. Because there is some drama, a little bit. There's humor and like comedy, but not like jokes being laid out. It's just kind of the way it is. And there was a couple of times it made me laugh really good. I mean, some of there's like these two older ladies, and at one point they're trying to figure out how they're going to wrestle. And they're doing like a pre-show just to earn some money and gonna get some practice. So they get a bunch of people to come in, and the two old ladies come in like KKK outfits to fight these two black people, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And you know, the announcer doesn't know what's happening. And they're like, "We don't know what's going on here. This is not okay." But it's so good. The show is so good. Watch it. Even if you have no care about wrestling, even if you don't have any memory of Glow as a kid, or if it came on before you were born, Dave.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question. Is I know nothing about this. I've never watched wrestling in my life ever. Like I don't.
Dude, watch.
WWE looks stupid to me, you guys.
But here's the thing: is WWE. I could not get into it now. I kind of wanted to after watching this, but I realized I couldn't. Back in the day, it was very different. Back in the day, you had good guys and bad guys, right? It would come on regular television, and you'd go in and watch it, and there'd be like 4 or 5 matches, and the first. All except for the last match would be one major wrestler against one random no-name dude, right? And obviously the major wrestler would win every time. And then the last fight was against 2 real wrestlers. And one would be a good guy, one would be a bad guy. And there'd be like the barber shop where they go to Bruce the Barber Beefcake, and he would interview him. And there'd be like things going on between characters. And it was just this great show. And now it's changed so much that it's too much acting, not enough wrestling, and whatever else. But this takes it back to the way it used to be, and the behind the scenes stuff, and seeing these people and like how excited they are. And it's a great show. It was so good. Absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for season 2 to come out in what I'm guessing is a year. I don't know. It's one bad thing. You binge through it all.
About a year. How many episodes?
Done. It's 10 episodes are half hour long.
Oh, I could binge that in an afternoon.
Yes, that's what I did. But oh man, it's so good. So good.
I'm glad it's good. I'm glad it's good, John. It's good that it's good. Do you know that? It's good. Everything's good. It's all the good.
Okay.
Got it.
So let's get out of here, but we need to remind people what it is we're watching this week.
Yes.
So the movie we're watching, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow night.
For Friday night. You got it? You want me to pull it up?
No, I'm pulling my Netflix. I don't remember the actual title of it.
Battle Against the Free Press. What is the actual title?
I know. We're really good at our jobs. It's called Nobody Speaks: Trials of the Free Press.
Yeah.
Did you read the description? The whole thing is the lawsuit from Hulk Hogan against Gawker.
Yes, it is.
But so we were actually discussing this yesterday when Ben was over.
I'm excited to watch that.
Okay, I'll watch it tomorrow night when I'm at work, and we'll talk about it on Friday. So everyone else should listen and watch as well.
For Friday's show, of course, we'll be live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because it's daylight time. God dang it.
Just stop saying that. Just say Eastern.
Country, stop changing the time zones. Jesus.
The time zones don't change.
Yes, they do.
The lines stay the same.
Okay, calm down. Calm it down, John. I know the lines are the same. Why don't they go the other way? Why don't we just make them go like up in the horizontal?
Do you realize how time zones work, where the sun is, the way the Earth rotates?
Right, that's the point. That's the point, John. Let's just make it even more confusing.
It doesn't rotate north to south. It rotates east and west.
No, it doesn't. The Earth is flat, John.
Oh yeah, well there's that. There is that. There's a whole website based on that right now.
There's a whole website based on anything. There's a whole website completely dedicated to this show and not being cool, although it's really a website full of other super indie podcasters, including Bobby Pauls, who doesn't know how to put titles on his stuff. For If We Ran Nintendo, of course, you guys can listen to all the shows on the Dacespace Podcast Network, including coming very soon, almost done, Gary Gray. Hi.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I just found out about it.
Topic Nintendo Podcast. It's up there. You can listen to the first episode at dacespace.com/Nintendo Topic Podcast Topic Nintendo Podcast. See, these Europeans got all their fancy ways of arranging words. I don't know what it's about.
I'm not sure there's anything fancy about Gary Gray. I love the dude, but I don't think there's anything fancy about that man.
Gary Gray is pretty fancy.
You should ask Gary about throwing Starbucks mugs across Starbucks.
Have you seen his hair? He's pretty fancy. Are you okay, John?
Sorry, my dog was scratching or something behind me, and I didn't know what was going on. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay, John. If you guys want our notes, you guys want our music, go to forgetbeingcool.com. You can get all our episodes powered by the Dacespace Podcast Network. This show can be supported on Patreon at patreon.com/Dacespace. And, I mean, you guys can give like $1 a month for 12 episodes. John and I will be here on Friday to watch our movie and talk about other stuff. I don't know what else we do on Friday. That's it. John, you got anything else?
I got nothing, man.
Okay, listen to Ben on We the Gamercast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, listen to that one.
Yeah, listen to that. It's good. And we'll see you guys Friday morning at 8:30. Forget to be cool.
That was loud.
I'm sorry. I realized that as I started bringing it down, it was pretty loud. I had to turn you down for the music. And